Hi, my name is Chuck Sutton, here with iZotope. If you have some drums and bass in your music that are missing that aggression and that punch you're looking for, distortion is your answer. Therefore, your answer is iZotope Trash 2. In this video, I'm going to take a very small, dull-sounding 4-on-the-floor idea and completely transform it using the distortion, dynamic control, and convolution that iZotope Trash 2 has to offer, alongside Neutron Pro and Nectar Pro. So let's get started. First, I'll show you the results of my experimentation by playing all of my stems before and after distortion. And then I'll walk you through how I experimented and settled on the sounds you'll hear with Trash 2, Neutron Pro, and Nectar Pro. The synth I'm about to play is very soft and atmospheric. We're going to change this drastically in just a second. I usually care about lots of control, but Trash 2 is the one plugin where all I do is click around on different distortion types, from subtle warm tones to grungier and noisier artifacts. When I scroll through these sounds, I'm keeping an open mind and looking for unexpected, sometimes jarring results. Then I can use conventional knowledge to clean it up and create some unique instruments. Once you get close to a sound you like, you can change the pre-distortion signal, distortion drive, and the overall dry wet with these sliders. By resampling these chords, I can have an audio file to mess with. Because the timbre changed so much, I'm going to chop the sample to match the new energy. Cutting, pacing, and arranging took this melody to the next level. When I experiment with sound design, it usually takes more than one pass of effects to take a sound from a muddy, foundational point to the polished final product. So now it's time to tame these sounds a little, and then further explore what we can do with this cool suite of plugins. I'm going to throw another instance of Trash on this sound and open the Convolve menu. In production, convolution is the process of making your sound like it's inside another object, like how your voice sounds when you talk into a cup, or how a guitar sounds through a cabinet. Here you can adjust the mix and change the stereo fields with the separate and width sliders. I'm going to add some more distortion and use the output slider to keep it quieter. Another nice feature of Trash 2 is the built-in compressor, so you can control the dynamics and taper the distortion. This is what our chords sounded like before and after Trash 2. This bass patch is super simple. It's just 3 sine waves stacked on top of each other. Because it doesn't have a lot of harmonics, it'll be barely audible when I play our new melody. To make using Trash even easier, I can open up a preset folder which already has combinations of all of these effects. I really like how fun this one preset sounds, but it takes all of the bass away, so we'll call this the top layer. I'm going to make a new layer of trash and find a different preset that brings all of the bass back. To glue these together, I'll add one more trash after everything and choose a different preset. Now that the bass has some mid and high range, I'm going to go back to the melody, open up Neutron Pro, and boost the high mids for some clarity. Here's what the bass sounded like before and after trash. We can use trash to create percussion layers for our kick. This is a stock Ableton kick, and I wanted to find some new timbres for it. I like both of these, and I think alternating between them could sound nice. I'm going to set up 3 signal chains, 2 for the trash presets I like, and 1 for the original kick. From here, it's easy to automate each layer turning on and off when I wanted to. One of these layers needs a little bit more impact, so I'm going to go tweak the preset to feel more impactful. And then with Neutron Pro, I can EQ the sound a bit further to really bring out the high mids. Once again, here's our kick before and after trash 2. I haven't downloaded any new samples onto my new computer, so I've put together some Ableton stock drums and percussion. They sound fun, but they're way too quiet. For this impact cymbal, I threw trash on there for some distorted gain and for some stereo convolution. Then I threw on Neutron Pro, used the EQ for presence, and the exciter to squash it more. Finally, I added on Nectar Pro's delay for a nice triplet echo. On these rhythmic hats, I used trash to make them sound louder and fuller. And on this white noise, I opened up trash, but I didn't use the distortion. This time I only used the convolution to get a unique stereo spread. Now all of the percussion stands out way better. Thank you so much for watching. If you use any of the techniques you saw in this video, feel free to tag me in iZotope and we'll be sure to check it out. Peace!